Hi everyone, we've got Mushroom Cloud here, just cooling down after doing a bit of work on the A sand track. Just wanted to have a bit of a state of the union address about where we are with him. There's a couple of things where we're getting very concerned with, I guess. I've probably tried to be positive, but I'm just worried the progress has all stopped and we've got a couple of problems here. One is, as I mentioned, he was really badly behaved when he first came back in. We were a bit shocked at how badly he bucked and everything when the gear was first going on. And we got through that stage, but he's not very good when the rider first gets on. We tend to put the rider on in a small sand roll up at the track there, just so we can start going forward, and we know that the rider's got all the controls working before we go out onto the track. And he's got a tendency to throw himself sideways into the wall. He won't turn in certain directions. He wasn't a perfect horse last time in, far from it, but he was, he's worse now. And obviously one of the things that's a bit odd, is that he's gelded now. He should be better. So my suspicion would be that, there's a physical problem that's causing that behaviour. The behaviour is not something that's stopping us training him at the moment, but at the moment it's very hard to imagine, well, it's impossible to imagine taking him to trials or races, because when you put the rider on, he just goes sideways through the mounting yard fence. So we sort of spend 5 minutes at least with the rider on him in the sand roll, just to get him going forwards and being just responding to the controls. The other thing that's happening is that he's really struggling to go as fast as he did last time in. Like, he wasn't, he was just getting up to touching race pace last time in, which was okay, because he was, had only been, not that far from breaking in. It was his first real go around the track properly. And we were, obviously hoping to give him a rest, let him everything mature a bit, geld him, and then he'd come back better. Now he's actually struggling to go as fast, even to go 13s, which is as fast as he's gone. He's sort of wobbling all over the shop. And again, I don't think that's a mental problem. I think it's due to a physical problem. Now, I just want to make sure you've seen, because it's hard to show in photos, and I'm not sure if you've all seen the horse. This is when we talk about his oddly conformed back. Good boy. This is what we're talking about here. This is the lumbar spine, the top of the lumbar spine. Now, so basically this part of his back is all normal, but this part here at the top of the lumbar spine is very, very high. Like, it is probably 2 inches higher than it would be in another horse. It's usually called, roachy back is the colloquial term for it. It doesn't look as bad when the saddle's on, but when you see him here without a saddle on, it's really marked. Now, one of the things that's happened, and this is a new change, is, I don't know if you can see this, but whether you'll be able to see this at bouncing, but that's actually fluid. He's now got a big pocket of fluid that has occurred. Sorry, bud, you're right. It's not particularly painful, but he's just saying to me, hey, what are you doing there? That has occurred, that's coming out of the top of the spinous processes there. Now again, this is not something that had happened before. So that is something, and that's not something I've seen in any other horse. He's not at all painful, or particularly painful on the muscles, the lumbar muscles here, which we have a lot of horses painful. But for us to have a whole lot of fluid moving out and making a pocket here, there's every chance that we've got something odd going on beneath in his spine. And again, as I say, we've got a couple of indications here that something could be causing him pain. So yeah, look, it may be worth us having a think and more of a discussion about it. I might have a chat to the Ballarat vets just informally first and see what they think. But that what we're seeing there with so his spine's always been abnormal here, but what we're seeing here with this fluid, that's new. That means there's active change and inflammation going on. And I say, while there's not pain here, there may well be something serious going on further down. And certainly at the moment, it's stopping us going on. And, obviously looking ahead, don't want to be jumping too far ahead, but obviously it's something that's going to concern us a lot, because this is the way the horse is built. We can't change it. We can't, buy him a new back. So, yeah. And just, as it happens, interestingly, about 5 or 6 years ago, we had a horse. He didn't have exactly the same conformation, but we had another horse with an oddly conformed back. And I remember that his first campaign, he actually went okay and gave us hope. And second campaign, everything got worse, and we he couldn't go fast enough to go on with it. Now that, as I say, it was a different conformation, and it's a different horse, but it's been interesting that's what we're seeing with mushroom cloud. And as I say, we're certainly concerned. It's not looking great at the moment, and yeah. So look, I'll informally just have a quick chat to a couple of the Ballarat vets. Got to be careful with them, of course, because they may say, "I'll do every test under the sun," go and cost us heaps and heaps of money, and obviously it's not gonna fix anything. But as I say, that is obviously extremely abnormal to have a pocket of fluid there on top of the spinous processes, and it's certainly an active change going on. I mean, obviously you could scrub that up and drain that fluid, but that's not the point. The point is that's coming from somewhere that's deeper down, further into the top of the spine where there's a problem. And I mean, yeah, clearly spinal problems and successful racehorses aren't something that's going to go together very often. So we're a bit concerned where everything's going at the moment. And yeah, I'd have to say certainly the last week we've gone from progress has stopped in several ways.